Hi, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever it is you are. My name's Andrew Scott, and I'm joined today by Aman, Mayur, Isha, and a secret Jason, who's not actually here. Can we get the main slide up? We're here to talk today about NetScaler integration with Elasticsearch. So just let Aman push up the main slide. So this is all about health and security insights in the Elasticsearch platform. So if you just go to the first slide, I'll hand over to Aman and Mayur to do the presentation on this Elasticsearch. So over to you guys.
So hello everyone, I'm Aman Sood. I'm the lead product manager at NetScaler, and I have Mayur with me. Mayur, you'll introduce?
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Mayur Patil. I am from product management team. Here together we will talk about NetScaler Observability on the Elasticsearch.
Thanks, Mayur. So in this demo, this is the agenda for this webinar. We'll have a live demo. In that, we'll go over a sample dashboard that has been created on Kibana. We'll talk about how NetScaler integrates with Elasticsearch, and then there will be we'll present certain observability use cases. Right. So going forward, so this is the demo setup. So you have a NetScaler which is in front of an application, and a user connects to NetScaler, and then to access that application. So if you look at a user accessing any application, there are 4 flows associated with it. First, the user will connect to a web of NetScaler. The second flow is the NetScaler terminates that connection and then sends the request to the web server with its net. The web server responds, and then the NetScaler sends that response to the user. So these 4 flows together constitute a transaction. So NetScaler is going to create transaction records, which are basically the metadata for this complete user flow, and send that transaction record as a JSON payload to Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch is going to index it, run its own algorithms to process this data, and then you can view this on the Kibana UI. So, there are certain use cases in which you would want to look at these transaction logs in order to identify issues with your application. One of is, invalid URL or application errors, right? If there is any issue with the HTTP request, instead of 200 response, you can get 400, 500 response, which are error code. So you can use the analytics that Elasticsearch offers to identify these issues. Another thing can be the slowness that has been seen either on the client side or towards the network, towards the server side. And another use case is to identify the number of hits that are coming to different URLs. So if you have a website and there are multiple services that are serving different URLs, you can use these capabilities to get the hits that each URL is number of hits to each URL. So let me just go to the my Elastic setup. So this is my Elastic setup. So first of all, let's look at the console, a dashboard that we have built for you in Kibana. So this is a sample dashboard which has been created for this demo. And this is the data, the transaction records that NetScaler has exported to Elasticsearch. So you can see the first dashboard is about the number of HTTP requests, the total number of HTTP requests that have been received by this web application. You have GET requests, POST requests, a breakup of the HTTP methods that are there. The response code, you can see 200, which means the page, everything is okay, it's 200 okay. Then there are 404, which is page not found, 500 error, which is there was a application error. there are HTTP content types. So you can see different attributes of a transaction that you can visualize through these dashboards. There are top URLs, which are which I was talking about. One of the use case where you can see what all the URLs that are being accessed frequently by the users. And you can also, I mean, we also report the user agent. So using user agents, you can identify the devices that are accessing the web application. So this is the sample dashboards, and I'll show you one of the transaction record which NetScaler sends to Elastic, and you can see all the information that is there. So for that, let's go to Elasticsearch indices. So right now, this is the ADC COE index to which the NetScaler is sending the data. So this index, if you can go to the document, so these are all the documents, the JSON documents that have been sent. And let's look at one of the document, which is one of the transaction record. I'll just expand it. So there are close to 46 fields that NetScaler has sent, and you can see a lot coming in. You can see them. Some of those I had shown in the dashboard. You have the request method, the user agent, response status. This is the source IP address. This is in the integer format, and it can be converted to the IPv4 format, the destination IP address, the port number, the TCP source port and dest port that was used, the length of the response. As I was talking about one of the use case where I was talking about the network slowness. So there is a transaction client RTT. So this is the round trip time. So you can monitor these round trip time to identify if there is any network issue. Right. So I mean, these are the different fields that NetScaler sends to Elasticsearch.
So Aman, there is a question coming up from the customers. They are asking, are these fields that you are highlighting here, are those coming directly from NetScaler, or is there any agent in between?
No, these fields are coming directly from NetScaler. There's no agent running.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Mayur. So the next part would be I will go over the configuration for this. So integration consists of 4 parts, right? The first part is creating a key in the Elastic. So one way to create a key on the Elastic, you can go to the stack management. Under security, there are API keys. So here I have created this NS API key. So you can create an API key to create a key that can be then configured in NetScaler to send us. So this is basically key used for authentication. So this is the first part. The next part is the 3 configurations that are done on the NetScaler. So first part is creating a service. So I can show you the service that has been created on NetScaler. Sure. So this is the service that has been created on NetScaler. So this is the IP of the Elastic. It's listening on port 99200, and it's a SSL. The state is up. NetScaler is going to do a periodic health check of the service and make sure that the service is up. So once the service is defined, which is basically the endpoint to which the NetScaler is going to send the transaction logs. Second is to create an analytics profile. So I have an analytics profile. So this is the analytics profile. So here you will see it's of type web insight, and there are different parameters that have been enabled, like URL logging, the host header, what methods, etc. There is a data format, which is the elastic format .txt. It's a file inside NetScaler that identifies different fields that are sent. There is this token. So this token right now is encrypted. I will show you later how you can specify the token. This is the endpoint URL. So we use the _bulk API that Elastic offers to ingest these logs. The content type is application/JSON. So this is the second part. So once the analytics profile is created, it needs to be bound to the LBV server. So if I do a show LBV server, you will see that this is basically the LBV server for this application. So, and here in the end, you see these two analytics profiles. So I have two analytics profile, Web Insight and TCP Insight. One Web Insight is used for getting the annual transaction logs for HTTP traffic, and you can also have transaction logs for the TCP traffic, which provides details about MSS and different TCP options. So I've bound two analytics profile to this LB web server, and then any user who is accessing this web server, the transaction records are sent to Elastic. Yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Aman. There is another question coming up about I mean, one of the customers asking that we have a lot of transactions that we want to export. There are several fields. So do we have an option in the NetScaler to select the field to be exported, meaning that they need a filtering mechanism? So answer is
Yeah, so one part of the field is, I mean, when you are creating when you are creating this analytics profile, there are certain fields that you see that are disabled. That's one option that you can use to not have certain fields. Other option is this elastic format.txt file that lists all the fields that NetScaler sends. So this file can be edited to remove certain fields. So this file, you can go to the shell and access this file, and those fields can be changed.
Yeah,
Removed, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So this filtering is definitely available in the NetScaler to send us selective fields, selective transaction records. And in the chat window, we have shared the documentation for the same, where we have explained how you can use this filtering. And as Aman has also shown in the demo, that how the data format file can be edited. So yeah, maybe this is a quick demo. Now let me switch to the slide deck, where I want to talk about how our existing customers are using this functionality, right? So one of multinational bank were having these business critical applications that they want to monitor and troubleshoot on the third-party observability tool like Elasticsearch and Kibana. So they come up to us with a query that, hey, we do have this all the banking related applications like mobile banking, ATM, marketplace applications, which we want to troubleshoot and I want to monitor on our central observability service. And then we have done the POC, we understood the use cases, and pretty much like as you see, right, like the top two use cases, what they wanted to know about the health of the vServer, health of an application by our LBV server entity. They wanted to track whether the applications are up or down, which are getting load balance behind NetScaler. So which we can very well send. And then they also wanted to track and troubleshoot anonymous or the slow performing application. As you would have seen the demo what Aman was highlighting, you can have the URLs which are having the anonymous or the 5xx, 4xx error. If any of that sort are coming by the applications, we can very well plot that on the Elasticsearch and Kibana, and NetScaler is sending those information in the real-time basis. On the right hand side, you see there is a graph that has been plotted. So the P99 latency, the transaction latency, is one of the important field that customer is looking for and wanted to export. As you see here, they have plotted the graph, they have shared this screenshot with us, and we are also doing further analysis on what are the different filtering they want to use on this Elastic and Kibana. So we do have a kind of happy customers using this integration. So if you also feel that there is a need for you to do the integration, or let's say you have a observability tool like Kibana, Splunk, then just let us know and we will help you to do the integration with that. Before going to the next slide, I want to ask one question over a poll. So Isha, can we launch a first poll where we want to understand what are the different observability endpoints do you use? So in the first poll question, as you see, right, like we want to understand what are our next integration we should target. Today we support Prometheus, Splunk, Elasticsearch natively from the NetScaler, and there are few more which we have getting the request from the customer. We also want you to help us know, is there any observability endpoint that is listed in above list? And please answer the first poll question so that we will know that what is the next endpoint that we should support. Along with that, I also want to understand about the open telemetry. Is there any project that is going on in your environment? We are seeing that open telemetry is getting the good traction nowadays, and there are a lot of this APM or SIM tools who are using this open telemetry framework for exporting the data. So if we have to invest, we want to understand our customer feedback, if they are really looking for this. And then if yes, please mark this question yes or no according to your requirement, and we will take a look. So I will give another 15 seconds to answer this poll question.
Looks like Dynatrace and Azure Sentinel are the leaders in that first part of the poll. New Relic's got a single vote, but and then there's a couple of people that are talking about open telemetry, an interesting topic, as you say, Maya.
Correct. I did not mention Prometheus Splunk here because we already integrate. I will have a slide which will show that what we are doing today and how you can use that. So it's just that the new integration endpoints that we don't support and we are willing to support.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at our Splunk integration earlier, and the dashboards look really nice, actually, even just in our own docs. So yeah, and I think I've seen someone do a Prometheus one looked pretty amazing as well, actually, in terms of dashboard.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, so we can close the poll and we can go to the next slide. Yes. So just to summarize, right, like today's topic on our Elasticsearch integration, as we have selected 2 or 3 use cases to showcase. However, there are pretty much different use cases that NetScaler are able to provide in a bracket of applications, API insights, or let's say in the security insights. And if it is a NetScaler, then infrastructure telemetry. So there are multiple different insights which NetScaler generate because we come into the data plane traffic. We are actually in front of the applications, your mission critical application. So we know about the application performance, application health. So we can do this monitoring and troubleshooting on the APM or SIM tools. So on the Elasticsearch, as you see, we are sending the transaction records, which in turn mean that golden signals we are able to export. And if you have a L4 to L7 stack, different applications have different protocols. And then in that case, we can do the transaction troubleshooting on the different protocols from TCP to HTTP.
Just a really little question. I was just looking, your slides got obviously NetScaler, and as the man said, you shipped straight to Elastic in this case. And then we've got a NetScaler console on the side there. But I'm guessing you're pitching this for customers that have already got a big investment in a telemetry platform, like they've already got Elastic and they want to make more use of it. And I take it, where does console kind of fit into that? Do you find that there are some smaller customers that might take our console to display some of this, whereas if they've got their Elastic or Splunk integration, they just want everything in there, don't they already?
Yeah, no, thanks, Andrew. Like, this is a really good question. So I would take that question in, answering by taking the example of the personas. So when it comes to the NetScaler console or the NetScaler, we have a network admin who owns this product, right? And then this network admin wants to give the limited read-only or the RBAC role for all the organization. On the other hand, there is central observability tool and there is a central observability team which is getting built into the enterprise organization. So there are 2 different types of stakeholders which comes into the consideration. So people are, getting the access to their central observability tool. However, they are not getting full access to the NetScaler console. So we want to ensure that data is available at the both places.
Sure. Cool. Thank you.
Yes. So just to summarize, so we have an integration with Elasticsearch where NetScaler is able to send the transaction records directly from NetScaler, and we do support filtering so that we send the optimal data which are meaningful for you. In the next slide, I will be talking about the benefits. As you see, right, like why should you care about NetScaler observability? So there are multiple advantages that we offer. Top three are like we have this native integration with the observability tools, which I was explaining earlier, right? Like we have already done the Prometheus, Splunk, Elasticsearch, and a few more are into the roadmap. We don't need any additional agent in between for exporting and processing the data. So as you see in the previous slide, it's a direct integration. So we save a lot of on the latency and on the performance. And last but not least, using the NetScaler console, you can automate this observability configuration of what Aman was showing you, right? Like we have a pipeline like that through the console, you can do the automation. So this really the benefits that I want to highlight. There are many more, but like these are the top three which comes to my mind. On the next slide, so here I just want to kind of give you the idea that if you have already attended this live demos in the past, you will know that we have done the similar live demo for the Prometheus integration. It's been there on the YouTube. The link is here. We have also talked about how we do the monitoring of the applications and infrastructure health on the Prometheus. And then second slide is on the Splunk integration. Similarly, like where the YouTube link is here, and you can take a look at how we have done the integration. One more thing I want to highlight in this Splunk integration, that the Splunk integration is available from NetScaler and as well as from the console. So all those use cases are captured in this YouTube video. Please do take a look if you are interested and if you have a Splunk integration as one of the requirement. Okay, so that was a quick update and the demo that we wanted to provide you. Just do let us know if you have any questions, or feel free to let us know the next topic on the observability that you want to cover by the PM team, and then we will come up with a similar live demo session for you.
Cool. Okay. I don't think we have any more questions for you, actually, Mayo. So hopefully that has answered everyone's questions, and we can move on. But hopefully the poll inputs would hopefully give you some better feedback about kind of product direction, because I know that's really important for us to kind of know where we need to take this, because different people use it in different ways, don't they? How can you leverage and commute to the Citrix community? I think as Isha's put up the slide here, we've got this portal, this community.citrix.com. It's got the splash screen showing the events, so you can find out how to register for events in the future, what's coming. They post it, I think, about a month in advance, so we're always about to go around for another month in another week or two. And obviously, you can post questions for people like Mayur and Aman to answer if you need questions covered on observability and almost anything else. As it says on here, there are some self-guided labs, which are really cool, actually, covering off specific use cases. So that's good. And there's also authored articles from experts within the company and outside the company as well. So, and then obviously you get to see other events that are coming up where we integrate, with our own stuff and integrate with third parties like Elastic and Red Hat and Splunk and Prometheus and the rest of that stuff. So hopefully you get some benefit out of this. But we put a lot of effort into the community because it's really important for us as a business to try and get that interface to all our users and customers and try and make the product better ultimately. So hopefully you have found the session useful today. We can do whatever sessions you feel you need. So obviously let us know if there's things that you need to see as part of this. And I think we're a couple of minutes early, so I think we're done for today. So thank you very much for joining. Have a good day, good night, good morning, wherever it is you are, and we'll see you on the next NetScaler Live Demo. So Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.